Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode review. This one's going to be for Season 3, Episode 6, Race with the Demon. And yeah, this was, it was interesting, it was unique, it was a reasonably fun episode, but all of the problems that I've had with like every episode this season remain, in that it's not related to the plot. There's barely any character like development in the episode, and it's just another kind of mutant monster of the week episode once again. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. But the good thing about the episode was that it did address stuff like Donatello and Casey's friendship, while not having it completely focus on the fact that the two of them are competing for April's affections. That was interesting, but at the same time, it it didn't like do too much. It didn't really do anything important, and the fact that it didn't address that remains a problem in the series too. In that love triangle is still ever present and going nowhere by the looks of it. So, that's problematic still. In that they really haven't handled that well at all. Like, if you think the core love triangle was handled badly, like, look at this one. This has been handled awful. Like, simply because they're not doing anything with it. Now, again, it's nice to, like, as you get through this episode, that what they bond over is this kind of mechanical work. Donnie's the more science guy, while Casey's the more kind of, just get in there, do it, kind of grease monkey type guy. And so they kind of bond over fixing up this old hot rod that Casey then uses to compete against the speed demon mutant thing. And throughout the whole episode, it's just basically about how he is way too overly hyped up to race this thing, and they all think he's super reckless for doing this. And then they realize it's a mutant, they have to take it down. There's team ups, they make a new car. Donatello gets mutated, and by the end of the episode, they defeat the mutant, but it says it will be back. So I assume this is gonna come back in like season 7, and we're all gonna be happy that Speed Demon Mutant is back. Not really, but anyway. And that's really all there was to the episode. I did like the line at the very end of the episode where April's been like, "Oh, when will you two just get along?" And then they're getting along, and she's like, "Wait, them two together is actually really annoying." And then Raph comes up and he's like, "I know what you mean," because obviously Raph and Casey are kind of primarily friends, and then April and Donnie, and so them kind of being away from their friends are just kind of like, okay. So that's pretty funny. But overall, the mutant itself, like, the problem with this episode I actually have, in that, like, yes, it was fun, there was a lot of like car action and stuff like that, was cool. They didn't explain how mutagen mutates a car, and all of this stuff. They didn't really explain a lot of that stuff. And then what makes mutagen fuel different than just normal mutagen? How did this happen? And so on. It was really odd. Like, they made you believe throughout the first part of the episode that it was just this that the driver of the car got mutated and was causing him to do all this stuff. But then you later find out that it's actually the car itself that's mutated and is kind of like biomechanical, because underneath it looks like it's got like blood and muscles and stuff like that. It looks really weird. And then the fact that it can kind of just like change at will, like it just like basically ate Donatello, mutated him into this crazy like monstrosity, and had him kind of sticking at the top. Had his bow staff basically working as like the accelerator thing, and stuff like that. So in terms of like visuals, it was actually pretty cool during all these kind of car chases. But in regards to like actual plot, content, character, there wasn't a lot really here. And that was pretty disappointing to me, because this episode is arguably the worst offender this season when it comes to addressing, the overall plot of the series. And I wouldn't blame anyone for completely forgetting what the overall plot of this season has been. In that, New York, anyone, we have to go back there. So, so just the fact that these people who have been in this place for a few weeks now, dealt with all this crazy stuff, and are, Splinter is assumed dead. The Krang have taken over the entire city of New York. They've been horribly defeated and have been sent running, and they're making time to fix a abandoned hot rod. They're making time to go out and test it on mountain roads for top speed. Build like a separate car that using Krang technology for the sole purpose of chasing down this kind of mutant car. And like, yes, they're the heroes. They have to like do all these things to help the like wherever they are. But really, like, are you not going to use any of this stuff to like prepare for like to take back New York? Instead, you're focused on this. Like, it's a bit like really like the writing of this show makes no sense at this point. Like, why these episodes are the way they are just makes absolutely no sense at this point in time. None of them are bad. That's the thing. None of them are bad. They're all like watchable and fun. Just like I would say, like this most recent episode of Korra, it's not good at all. Like, it's not like amazing or good at all, but it's watchable. It is watchable. It's fun, and I probably wouldn't skip it in a rewatch. But at the same time, it doesn't really add anything to the series. This week's Korra episode didn't, and this episode also doesn't really. So, as I've said before, the sooner they go back to New York City, the sooner they start talking about that again, the better. The sooner they start getting down to addressing some of the mysteries in the show, addressing the plot, addressing character stuff, the better. Like Leo, his injury is just, it's like they roll a dice or like flip a coin in each episode, and heads or tails, heads will address Leo's injury in the episode, tails will ignore it for this episode. It's really weird. Like, admittedly, he wasn't standing up. He was in the like van the whole time, pretty much, and he wasn't really in action. So that makes sense. But at the same time, it's not. It's a non-issue really in the series right now until they, I assume, address it at a later point. Because I think we've heard rumors of this kind of what's kind of like not spirit world journey, just like this kind of spirit journey where they all kind of learn or something like that. That sounds cool, but please have that episode now rather than later. So yeah, is there anything else to talk about in the episode? Oh, the mutant chicken thing. I sort of touched upon it, but that was an interesting idea, and I suppose adds to this kind of group of friendly mutants that they have, kind of with like the ice cream cat. Back in their lair, they have Timothy, who's all mutated and crazy like. And now they have this super intelligent chicken who can lay radioactive eggs that basically work as like nitrous boost for their kind of a turtle car thing, turtle racer I think they called it. So that was pretty fun. I did like that sequence where like just the crazy process you have to go through to activate the boost. Like he flicks 5 switches, which in turn like scare the chicken to make it kind of lay an egg. The egg rolls down, goes into the mutagen, then he has to press another button. Like it's crazy, but it worked. Yep, that's basically the episode. As I said, it was fun. I think it was better than some of the episodes we've got so far. Just because it was so absurd, it was so over the top and crazy that it kind of ended up working a bit more than some of the other ones. But still, this series has like just kind of maintained this like not so great quality for the start of season 3, and the sooner it kind of gets back to the plot, the better, because I want to like this show, like, but it's really not giving me any chance to just kind of go, do you know what, this show is actually really good. And even in a week where Korra was fairly weak, this kind of like it had a real chance to kind of prove itself, but it didn't. So yeah, in the comments, let me know what your thoughts were on the episode, and because I really do want to know what your guys' thoughts are on the episode. I know some of you guys have definitely been like giving your thoughts on the season as a whole, and so please do that. So yeah, that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.